Hello everybody, I'm Bad Lady and welcome to this special LGBTQ plus workshop for LGBTQ plus History Month. Now, you may know what those letters mean already. You may have heard the letters and you may be wondering what some of them mean, or maybe you've got no knowledge of the letters at all. This workshop is an opportunity for you to find out more about the LGBTQ plus community. Now, we're going to get creative in this workshop and I want you to get yourself a pen, pencil, pad, paper, whatever you can use to write down the ideas and the exercise that we're going to go through in this online workshop. And remember, because it's online, you can pause and come back to it. Have a cup of tea, do what you feel, go to the toilet. But most importantly, let's get creative and celebrate all of the differences within the LGBTQ plus community. Are you ready to get creative? So first up is the letter L. Now, L stands for lesbian, which is a term to describe women who love other women. If you've been to Royal Museums Greenwich, you may have seen two women on board a pirate ship. Now, their names were Anne Bonny and Mary Read. And back in the day, it was thought that they were in a relationship together. So they were described as lesbian pirates. Woohoo! Ship ahoy! I think the most important thing to consider is, were they in love? I really hope they were. Because do you know what? Love is the most important thing of all. Love conquers all and love always wins. So with that in mind, can you write a poem about someone or something that you really love? It can be a short poem. You can start with 4 lines and then take it from there. Now, maybe I should give you a short example just to help you get in the zone. Look at the rainbow. What do you see? All of the colours in harmony. Now it's over to you to get creative. So next up is the letter G. G stands for gay, which is most commonly used as a term to describe men who love other men. You will also hear the term homosexual, which basically describes someone who loves someone of the same gender as them. Now, you'll also sometimes hear the term gay used in a negative way. That is not cool, trust me. If someone says that's gay, actually all that means is that's super happy, because did you know that gay is an old English term for happy? So, thinking about all the things that make us happy, I want you to draw a picture of something or someone or any situation in your life that makes you happy. Remember, we are celebrating everyone's identity within the LGBTQ plus community in a positive way. So think about the things that make you happy and draw a picture. Don't worry if you're no good at drawing. It's absolutely fine. As long as it makes you happy, it makes me happy. Next up is the letter B. B stands for bisexual. And bisexual people are attracted to and see beauty in both genders, male and female. Now, bisexual people often feel underrepresented within the community, and biphobia is real. And so it's important to remember that the B within the LGBTQ plus is as important as every other letter that stands within the community. So, can you write a short story about the most beautiful thing that you have ever seen in your life? Now, as I said, B stands for beauty, and bisexuals see beauty in everything. Can you remember the most beautiful thing that you've ever seen and write a short story about it? doesn't have to be too long, or you could tell a story to your family, to your friends. It's time to get creative and celebrate the beauty that we see in everyone and everything. Next up is the letter T. T stands for trans, and trans is a term to describe somebody who is transitioning gender or who has already transitioned gender. Now, the important thing to know about members of the trans community is actually transphobia is real, and they experience hate from within the LGBTQ plus community and outside of the community, which makes it all the more important that we support and uphold someone who is on the way of a tremendous journey in life. So, with that in mind, can you think of anyone in your life who has taken terrific or tremendous steps to be a remarkable person? Maybe they are your superhero. Could you find a name for your superhero to describe this person on their tremendous journey? Maybe you know someone who is already transitioning or is thinking about transitioning. Maybe it's a key worker that comes and delivers to you every day and you just think they're a magnificent person. Let's think about the person that you know in your life who is taking tremendous steps on a journey to make a difference, whether it's to their life or to your life. Let's celebrate that and think about who is your own personal superhero. And the trans community, we see you and we are here for you. Now we're coming on to the letter Q. Q stands for queer. Now, there's some history behind the word queer because back in the day it was used as a negative word to describe members of the LGBTQ plus community. Now we have reclaimed the word, as so many words have been done from the past that have been used negatively, and now members of the community use queer as a way of describing their own sexuality. Now, if you have visited Royal Museum Greenwich, you may have seen Queen Elizabeth I represented, and often there was talk about how Queen Elizabeth I represented herself in a queer way. If you were queen for the day, what would you do? What would you change? Would you make some new laws? I want you to write down what you would do if you were queen for the day. And remember, we're here, we're queer, and we're embracing our individuality. Next up is the letter I. I stands for intersex, and intersex is a term that describes somebody who is born with sexual anatomy that doesn't necessarily fit into female or male binary boxes. Actually, when you think about the individuality of someone who is born intersex, surely that is something to be really celebrated for their own uniqueness. Now, thinking about individuality and uniqueness, isn't that something that we also want to celebrate within ourselves? Can you think of 3 things about you that make you unique as a person? Think about those things and write them down. It's time to be able to celebrate our own individuality and uniqueness. Right, so we are nearly at the end of our journey exploring all of the different letters within the LGBTQIA plus community. We will come to the plus in the last video. First of all, we need to explore the letter A. A stands for asexual, and asexual is a term that describes people who feel little or no sexual attraction towards other people. Now, asexual people can feel differently to other asexual people, and asexuality means different things to different people. So it doesn't mean that if somebody's asexual, or another term that's used is ace or grey, it doesn't mean that they are not romantically attracted to other people. They just don't really feel sexual attraction. What is to be celebrated though is actually having that sense of freedom. It's really awesome. So let's think about the most awesome thing that you've ever experienced, the most awesome person, the most awesome thing in your life, and write a rap about it. Let's start by writing a 4-bar rap. Now, I've got something in my life that I think is really awesome. I've got a Romanian rescue dog and her name is Bo. And often when I am demoing some 4-bar raps, just to give an idea of what I would talk about in my life that I find really awesome, I would talk about my dog Bo. So I'm going to give you a little bit of something about Bo that you can maybe use as an example to write your own 4-bar rap. Here we go. I've got a dog named Bo and we like to go for a walk in the park, but I don't want her to bark. That's my dog Bo, and I think she might be asexual. Anyhow, so we are celebrating asexuality by writing a rap about someone or something that we find absolutely awesome in our life. Give it a go. Thank you so much to everyone who has joined me on this journey of exploring LGBTQ plus communities for our History Month. It's so important to be able to celebrate everyone's individuality and remember that it's absolutely okay to be who you are. Now, I did say that I'd touch on the plus, and there are so many members of our community that we haven't talked about based on the letters within the spectrum. Non-binary, there are demisexual, there are pansexual, there are people who are gender fluid, there are people who are questioning. And talking about questioning, a really important letter to consider is the letter U. Now, what does U stand for? U stands for unsure, and actually as many as 1 in 4 young people have talked about being unsure about their own sexuality. Well, I'm here to tell you that is absolutely fine. The thing is, all you need to remember is it's okay to be who you are. Just embrace yourself for your own individuality and just explore life. And when you get to a point of feeling comfortable, of attaching yourself to one form of sexuality, then that is absolutely fine. And if you don't reach that point ever, that's absolutely fine too. Just remember that it's absolutely okay to be you. Now, I'm going to leave it there. I've been Bad Lady. I hope you've enjoyed the workshop, and I hope you've enjoyed being creative with me, and I hope to see you again soon. You can follow me in the details below. You got my tags at Bad Lady and at The Bad One. I hope to see you again soon. Enjoy the rest of LGBTQ plus History Month and stay safe.